You are live.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Village Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Friday, October 11th. We have the minutes from September 13th, 2024. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have three determinations today. I'm going to read two of them. Mr. Rose is going to read the second one. And then we're going to do the we're going to vote on the secret for the Hunting Hospitality LLC, and then we'll do that determination also. Okay, so in the application of Maximus LLC, 54 Georgica Road, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-7-3-7 for modification of a prior zoning board of appeals determination that granted variances and wetland permits to raise the existing residence and to construct a new single-family residence is granted, such that the application is authorized to proceed with the project in two phases: demolition phase 1 and construction phase 2, with the August 11th, 2028 deadline for completion of both phases. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Tim, can you pull the board, please?
Mr. McGurk?
Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzsimons?
Yes.
And you have you have two more. Mr. Carmely and
Sorry.
Mr. Diarco.
Mr. Carmely?
Yes.
Mr. Diarco?
Yes. Okay. Mr. Rose?
Okay, in the application of Richard A. Shilowich Living Trust, 31 McGurk Street, SCTM number 301-1-1-28 for area variances to construct additions to an existing residence that exceeds allowable gross floor area. The proposal is to grant. Can we have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, let's poll the board.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzsimons?
Yes.
Mr. Carmely?
Yes.
Mr. Diarco?
Yes. Thank you. To adopt the negative declaration for the application of Hunting Hospitality LLC, 94 Main Street, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-3-8-1. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Mr. McGurk?
Board? Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzsimons?
Yes.
Mr. Carmely?
Yes. Okay, and now we have the determination for Hunting Hospitality Group. In the application of Hunting Hospitality LLC, 94 Main Street, Suffolk County Tax Map number 301-3-8-1, as limited herein, to which the board is authorized to address under section 278-7C, 2 and 3 of the Village Code, that is excluding the outdoor pool and patio is granted upon the condition that the application and its successor strictly adhere to the construction protocol and the requirements of the historic preservation easement concerning timbers and the L.K. McLean Associates last revised May 3rd, 2024 plans as proposed, with the exception of the portion of the plan that was proposed as screening for the pool and patio area. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Tim, close the board.
Mr. McGurk?
Yes.
Mr. Rose?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzsimons?
Yes.
Mr. Carmely?
Yes. Thank you. Going on to the extension of time request for Jack and Francis Levy. Billy, can you just help with that, please, for a minute? Sure. Thank you. Can you give us a little?
Sure. You received an extension of time request by letter September 20th. The applicant requests additional time. It sounds like they're redesigning their accessory dwelling unit. They've already merged the two properties, which was a condition of the termination. So they're moving forward with it. They just need a little more time.
And can I know they have counsel here? Do you know how much more time they need, or?
Didn't say.
Okay. Jonathan, do you want to address that? Yep. Thank you.
Hi, John Tarman for the applicant. So we will be having to, they hired a different architect for the project, so we're going to come back with a slightly redesigned accessory dwelling unit, and that is going to need a modification. So the timing partly depends on how long it takes to get through the modification process. But I think 6 months, unless you, or a year, depends on we won't have a CO, so I guess that's part of the consideration, Billy, would be how long for a building permit? Maybe a year is probably safe.
Okay. Anybody do we vote on this, Tim? Do we?
Yes.
So,
It's a 1-year extension.
1-year extension? Okay.
So moved.
So I have a motion for a 1-year extension.
So moved.
Second, please.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So we have adjournments to November 8th, 2024. Beach House Realty LLC, Guildhall of East Hampton, and David Benjamin Harrison Jr. Continued hearings of the day. We have White House Partners LP, 95 Egypt Lane. We got, Mr. Bragman, we got your memo yesterday. So we're going to get a little bit earlier, but thank you for sending that over. Does any board members have any questions? So make a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Ava and Dweck and Robert Levine, 19 Mill Hill Lane. Sorry. We only left the meeting open for Mr. Bragman to submit.
Okay, all right, we submitted letters to the file to, oh, I'm sorry, I thought
We received them. Thank you. We have Abraham Dweck and Robert Levine, 19 Mill Hill Lane.
Good morning, Lori Wiltshire, representing the applicants. Since we last met, the applicants have revised the plans. They no longer propose a second floor office above the foyer, and they've removed a chimney that faced the street. The gross floor area variance request is now for just 29 square feet of relief. This is very similar to the 32 square feet of relief granted to 15 Mill Hill Road next door. What I did not mention at the last meeting was that they are proposing to remove 126 square feet of the existing house in order to accommodate the addition to the left side of the house. They're not touching the foundation or lifting the house. To create 9-foot ceilings on both levels, the height of the house will be increased by only 4 inches, from 26.2.5 to 26.6.5, well under the 30 square feet, 30 feet maximum for a lot of this size. And I believe Robert would like to add something as well.
And can I just, Mr. McMullen's concern was I believe, and I'm not an architect, Joey help me out, the ridge line or the...
Above the entry.
Yeah, above the entry, because it was being raised.
And we removed that.
Yeah, okay,
Looks like that's been addressed.
okay. Thank you, Joey. Thank you. Go ahead, Lori, sorry.
No, I'm,
No, we removed it. I just wanted to say, I'm Robert Levine, I'm one of the owners of the house. You know, we heard what you said. We, love Mill Hill Lane. We want to keep the integrity of the street.
I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. I'm not authorized to administer oaths.
Oh, okay.
Our clerk is not here today, but if you could make a representation for the record that the information that you're providing, you represent to be truthful and accurate.
Okay. The information I'm providing represents truthful and accurate.
and same here.
Thank you, Lori.
So I just wanted to say that we heard what you said. We want to maintain the integrity of the street, and we in some ways agree, and we think that what you requested was a good move for us, and we hope that you feel the same way.
Thank you. Any board members have any issues?
No.
Okay,
Appreciate the change. Think it's appropriate.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
A motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
We have the new hearings of the day, Stephen Hoffman and Georgina Jacobs, 137 Main Street. Tim, would you please read those? Thank you.
Application of Stephen Hoffman and Georgianne Jacobs, tax map number 301-2-7-9.2, for area variances from Chapter 278 zoning to construct additions to an existing residence within required setbacks and exceed allowable gross floor area. A 384.4 square foot variance is required from Section 278-3A, 13A to construct a 70 1,024 square foot addition resulting in a residence containing 5,386.4 square feet of gross floor area, where the maximum permitted gross floor area is 5,002 square feet, and the legally pre-existing gross floor area is 5,316 square feet. A 12.1 foot variance is requested from section 278-3A4A to construct a two-story addition located 21.9 feet from a rear yard lot line, where the required rear yard setback is 34 feet. A variance of approximately 5 feet is required from section 278-3A to construct a porch with a roof deck approximately 45 feet from a front yard lot line, where the required front yard setback is 50 feet. The subject property is 40,026 square feet in area and is located at 137 Main Street in Residence District R80. The property is located within the Main Street Historic District and requires approval of the Design Review Board. This project is classified as a Type 2 action in accordance with SECRA.
Mr. Goldstein?
Thank you. My name is Andrew Goldstein. I represent the applicants, Stephen Hoffman and Georgianne Jacobs, who are the owners of 137 Main Street. Also here is Charles Sferrazza, who is the architect on the project. The house is located in the Main Street Historic District. It was built in 1898 before the incorporation of the village and the advent of zoning in the village. As you can see, in this site plan, I do have copies of it in front of you. Almost the entirety of the house is built outside what is now the building envelope. In addition, the house is pre-existing non-conforming as to the gross floor area. Steve and Georgianne want to make some asking for relatively small variances to make certain improvements to the house. And the scope of what they want to do, as you can see in the floor plan, the red square here represents the gross floor area. It's 75 square feet over 2 floors. This is the side yard, required side yard setback. So they will be coming a little closer to the side yard than the house is now. This is the edge of a porch. The property is pre-existing non-conforming as to the front yard setback. They need about a 4.5 foot variance for this area. And it is well in back the greater mass of the house. This is an elevation of the house. It shows what you can see of the porch. And it's a flat view. I guess when it's three-dimensional, it's actually less apparent. So I'm going to introduce Charles Sferrazza, the architect, who can walk you through the improvements and why they're necessary.
Mr. Goldstein, just so the porch on the left of the house, Dayton Lane runs next to it, right?
Dayton Lane is and to
the addition on the back, I believe that's an office driveway to the Osborne.
They share that driveway with the Osborne,
which is an office.
And Tom has written a letter.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
And again, if you could just acknowledge the truthfulness and accuracy of what you're about to say.
Absolutely. My name is Charles Sferrazza. I'm the from Bonas Sferrazza Architects, the architect for the client. And I will tell the truth and represent everything wholly, I guess.
Thank you.
So basically, the reason we're requesting these small variances is the existing house being built as far back as it was, the current kitchen, which is this area back to the last floor, is the main reason why we're looking to close that square off. A modern day kitchen would not flow well trying to design it within that parameter. The irregular counter configuration and the void in the room that is created by that would just leave kitchens with very awkward circulation around the counter, the islands, and would create almost 2 working spaces in the kitchen and would not function well at all. As well as squaring off the kitchen and making that circulation much more conducive to modern day living, The back, you could see in these elevations on the right, this is the existing elevation. And you can see this was almost like an addition that was popped on there with a small shed roof, very flat shed roof. And by squaring off that volume on both floors, we are able to recreate and bring forward this gable that you see here, so that the house looks more conducive with the front facade and the back facade, as well as the side that faces that driveway. It just cleans up the entire facade facing that direction. The front porch, well, it's really the side porch that you see from the front elevation and also from Main Street. If we were to follow the existing set, or the allowable setback now, architecturally, that column corner would not be very transparent at all. There would be so many more columns that would actually close that corner out that it would be almost a very dense view. There's currently a Juliet balcony that you can see in this photograph. So our porch would actually come from here out. And we are using that same railing detail on the second floor of that porch. So you'll see some of that from Main Street in this facade here, as well as from Beacon Lane. So there's this variance that we're asking for, really, there's really not much of an impact on the setback, as Andy had mentioned before, because that front porch is an additional 23 feet 8 inches out past that setback line. So from here to the front porch is actually an additional 23 foot 8.
I just love you to just go through that one more time in terms of the distances.
So this
Right.
distance we're requesting here is about 5 feet out from the setback line is permitted, and this front porch is an additional 23 feet 8 inches out. past that.
Understood.
So it's much further back than the existing front of the house. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Yeah, so the proposed roof deck, the porch, the front porch that you motioned to, where is the proposed roof deck?
In the elevation,
In back of,
It exists here already.
It exists?
Yeah.
they're expanding the Juliet balcony.
right. from the back.
Understood, okay, thank you.
They're gonna frame it up with
And you can tell, I was back there a couple times, you can tell it's been added on to and added on to. And, you got the flat
Okay,
roof.
I just wanted to make sure it's not the putting a deck over the front porch.
Yeah.
part.
No, it's not the front.
I understood, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it.
Anybody have any questions?
No, I know this. I walk by it quite often, and actually, it's interesting while you're always looking back there won't be picked up.
No.
And the side, the little square there, if you're from Dayton, I really want to peek through. But from Main Street, no one's going to be picking this up.
No, there's a lot of mature landscaping there
So
too.
even if the landscape wasn't that thing tucked back there,
I get it. Any questions? Okay, motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
The public.
Oh, is it
Oh,
public?
sorry, anybody here from the public? Okay, thank you. So motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.